Gunna is an American rapper and songwriter who's steadily turning himself into something of a fashion icon as well, all while releasing a steady stream of hit songs like Drip Too Hard and Lemonade that have his overall net worth peaking at around $4 million, according to sites like CelebrityNetWorth.com and Wealthy Gorilla. While Gunna is unquestionably famous for his skills on the mic, he's also taking the world of fashion by storm thanks to his drippy fits that he spends a lot of money on. I mean, what else do we expect from the man who gave us Drip seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4? Not to mention Drip Harder. Beyond keeping his fits up to par, he's also spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on bulletproof armored Cadillac.
My armored truck, it's a level 6 armored truck, Cadillac, bulletproof. I paid 100 racks for it. I could easily sell it for 150 right now.
And a completely unnecessary custom-made $100,000 Rolex watch. Completely unnecessary.
This watch is a two-tone Prezi Rolex, a presidential Rolex that they don't make. I had to buy 2 watches to make this one watch.
He's also about as good a son as you can possibly ask for, having hooked up his mom with her very own house and his pops with a brand new truck. But how can he afford these luxuries? Well, not only is he making millions as a musician, he's also pulling in a ton of moolah thanks to his very own merch line that features regular drops and collaborations with fashion companies like Bathing Ape, who he teamed up with to collaborate on his very own running shoe. Hey, what's poppin' guys, it's boy Marlon Palmer, and I do not have a shoe with Bape. Recent drops in this series have included looks at Moneybagg Yo and Abella Danger. Since the show works off request, don't forget to leave us some details with who you want to see next, and I'll catch you guys after the intro. First and foremost, Gunna is a rapper. He began his musical journey after releasing his first mixtape, Hard Body, under the name Young Gunna in 2013. 2 years later, he was introduced to fellow rapper Young Thug through their mutual friend, Keith Troop. From that point forward, Gunna and Thug have practically been inseparable. In fact, Young Thug would sign Gunna to his very own label, YSL Records.
That's my brother, he signed to me, but it's not even about a signature. This my real brother. It's my real little brother. I took him in. We had a big homie named Troop.
After signing with Thug, Gunna would have earned himself a signing bonus, most likely in the neighborhood of a few $100,000, considering how new he was still to the industry. Of course, being signed to a label like YSL comes with other perks, like being gifted a brand new car for your birthday as well.
Twin bought me a Rolls Royce.
Big clothes, big car, man. The Lexus.
If you want to hear more about the story behind that gift, be sure to watch our Rich Life episode of Young Thug. But beyond cash bonuses and free cars, Gunna would also earn himself around 15% of the total revenue of his music creates from this point forward, sharing the rest of these profits with the folks at YSL Records. In other words, the more successful his music is, the more he stands to make.
I started making serious money maybe 2 years ago, right when Drip Season 3 dropped. I started really making money.
Honestly, I don't think Gunna will have to worry too much about his sale numbers. After all, his most recent album, Wanna, became his very first #1 selling album with the equivalent of more than 111,000 record sales in the United States. He's also making mad money from streams. In fact, the songs on Wanna were streamed over 144 million times during the course of the first week alone. Sites like Spotify offer artists 3,500 per million streams, so let's take a look at how much Gunna is earning for just one song, just to give us a taste of his musical revenue. One of his most popular tracks is Dollars on My Head, which has over 195 million streams at this point in time. That's the equivalent of $682,500 for one song. Just remember, Gunna will only be seeing around 15% of that number, so only $102,000. Jesus, how does he survive? Beyond his music, Gunna has a huge passion for fashion, so of course, he has a couple fingers in the clothing line pie as well. For starters, he has his very own merch line that features items like this Gemini hoodie, as well as t-shirts and your very own Zodiac birth chart poster. See, when you're a star, you be into the stars. That was corny. I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry. Generally, the best way to estimate the value of merch sales is to take the average site of traffic per month, multiply it by the average conversion rate, and then multiply that by the result of the average cost of an item. We're gonna have to estimate a few numbers here since Gunna's store doesn't have widely available traffic numbers, but if the site were to have around 10,000 unique visitors each month, and with the conversion rate of most online shops being around 7%, then let's split the difference between the hoodie and Zodiac poster and estimate that the average cost of an item is around $40. Once we plug all these numbers into our formula, that leaves us with around $28,000 worth of estimated sales per month for Gunna's merch. Meanwhile, Gunna is also branching out into some bigger name projects with pre-existing fashion lines like Bathing Ape, who he teamed up with to release his very own sneaker collaboration. Upon its release, this awesome looking shoe sold out in just under 3 minutes. Considering these babies cost around $389 a pair, that's a pretty impressive feat. Pun intended. Pun unintended. Just don't forget the pun. Speaking of tight drips, rarely has a rapper inserted himself so quickly as a fashion icon. I mean, have you seen some of his fits? Whether he's rocking a shirt that pays homage to some legendary brands like Chanel No. 5 or even $2,000 Saint Laurent athletics jacket, he's also a gigantic fan of Mary jeans and is often seen rocking a pair that retails for around $5,000. His fans also know how much he loves his Rolex watches, and he picked himself up a Prezi Rolex timepiece, one that he had custom made to get the desired effect of it having 2 different tones of color.
I had to buy 2 watches to make this one watch because they don't make 2-tone watches. And the only reason I really bought it because of the song that I blew up off of.
And while owning this one-of-a-kind watch is unimpeachably impressive, it's also almost wholly unnecessary with this $100,000 price tag, which was the result of having to buy 2 different Rolexes to create the one he had in mind. While Gunna might be willing to spend more than a grip on his wardrobe, he's also more than willing to give back to the people that helped him get to where he is. For instance, one of the very first things he ever did after signing to YSL was buy his mom her very own house.
Some of the money I did use when I went up, bought a few cars. I bought my mom a house though, the first thing I bought. I bought my mom a house before I was a millionaire.
Gunna didn't reveal where the home is for obvious reasons or how much it set him back, but let's be honest, there's no way he spent less than a few $100,000 on a home for the woman who helped raise him. He also had the good sense to get his pops back as well, hooking him up with a brand new blacked out Ford pickup truck.
I like it.
That appears to be a 2020 Ford Raptor, a vehicle that retails for as much as $54,000. I don't know how much off-roading Gunna's father takes part in, but this is a truck designed to do exactly that with its 450 horsepower alongside 510 pounds per foot of torque engine. Of course, as nice as all that is, nothing beats just seeing how damn happy his dad seems to be after receiving the gift. But out of all the things that Gunna has spent his money on, he says his favorite is his $100,000 level 6 Cadillac bulletproof armored truck. That might sound totally impractical, but let's not forget, sometimes it can be dangerous out on these streets. Besides, if he were to ever sell it, he'd probably earn himself a tidy little profit. Alright guys, I think that'll bring our investigation into the rich life of Gunna to a close. What do you guys think of how he both earns and spends his money? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. Follow us on Instagram @BeforeThey're Famous so you can vote on what's next. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.